¿Qué tal, amigos de CINEGamers? Y bienvenidos a un nuevo video de Thronebreaker de Witcher Tales con su buen amigo el Peter, que el día de hoy les trae el episodio número 25, si no me fallan las matemáticas de aquí de lo que yo llevo contando. Y ahora sí vamos a pasar al acto 2. De hecho, hasta que cambiemos de mapa es cuando cambiamos de acto. Yo eso hasta ahorita me estoy dando cuenta. Entonces, hace un par de momentos de videos cuando les dije que ya habíamos cambiado de acto, no, seguíamos en el mismo acto. Y ahora sí, ya nos toca cambiarnos. Va a ser un video con mucha historia. Entonces, para los que querían algo largo, hoy nos toca algo largo. Como pueden ver, ya tenemos 10 de 10 en los coleccionables. Ya subí el video de los coleccionables, está en la descripción de este video, en la lista de reproducción, con todos los demás videos.
She returned now to her capital, at the head of an army that dragged behind it bandits and Nilfgaardian prisoners in chains. The whole city came out to greet her. Its traders, craftsfolk, priests. Also, her eldest son and heir, Prince Willem. A boy who, it seemed, might never be prepared to rule. Meve and Willem rode side by side past the cheering throngs, their faces frozen in regal smiles. It was not until they reached the castle stables that they found a corner in which to speak freely, candidly.
Welcome home, Mother. Content I am to see you, to be sure.
And I'm happy to see you. Though I dare say I'd have been much happier to witness you leading an army towards Dravigrad. Willem, I trusted you. Left the realm in your care.
Indeed. And I, in turn, did my utmost to choose the best course for...
Willem, don't be so damned courtly. There's no one else here. My son. Nilfgaard has invaded our home. We're at war. When rulers don't strive and don't choose, when rulers grab their swords and shields and ride out to defend their subjects.
You didn't let me finish.
A ver qué quiere decir entonces.
All right. Say what you wanted to, please.
I feared I'd be hasty, Mother, and I didn't want to be. When we got word of the invasion, the lords convened at the castle. They demanded I hear them out. They wanted to give me counsel. If I'd rushed into the field to confront the foe, I'd have been half blind to the situation, not known all the options I had at my disposal.
A ruler never knows all the options. Yet he must decide and act nonetheless. I need to prepare. I'll see you at the Council of Peers.
And indeed she did, when the peers convened in the throne room. Surrounded by animal hides and Zerrikanian tapestries, the Lord stood in tense silence, awaiting the Queen.
We've myriad matters to resolve, so I trust you're well rested. Whatever the case, I've no doubt we shall meet the dawn afore we're done. Firstly, we must ask assistance. Pen a letter to King Demavend. Scribe, take this down. Dear... What? Uncle? Cousin? Blast. Again, I, Meve, by the gods' grace, sovereign of Rivia and...
Your Grace, Mother, the peers and I, we've come to propose another solution.
Yes, out with it.
We wish to acknowledge Nilfgaard's authority, pledge fealty to the Emperor.
I beg your pardon.
The black-clad hordes outnumber our forces manyfold, and they're far better equipped. We stand not the slightest chance against them in open...
You will not lecture me about Nilfgaard's army, my son. All you know of them you garnered from coloured renderings, whereas I faced them at Dravigrad. I faced them and crushed them.
But your grace, the losses! For this fleeting victory in which you delight, how many of your subjects had to perish? Bend a knee afore the Emperor, and you shall spare thousands.
Nay, never! Understood, Caldwell? Not ever!
I'd hoped to persuade you, but it seems I've failed. Nonetheless, the die's been cast. We've signed the accord with Nilfgaard. our noble lord stand with me.
The blood left Maeve's face. She had realized her son, who had ever professed to detest politics and shirked his duties as crown prince, had just stabbed her in the back, as had her entire court.
What is this? Treason to my eyes. The gallows is what awaits you.
Willem rules Lyria now. And should you not acquiesce and approve the accord, I fear only you, milady, shall have the pleasure to meet the hangman.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Caldwell. My mother will not be harmed. Not one hair on her head. Understood? Confine the Queen to the tower.
You err deeply, my son.
The Queen was confined to a cell. Gilded armor she had traded for a simple robe. A courtly retinue for a swarm of rats. She was the very picture of misery. At the window of her cell, gripping the bars, Maeve stood powerless. Her anger so great she wept and wailed. Her Lyria was free no more.
Aquí es cuando perdemos todas nuestras cartas. Y pensar que hace un par de videos estaba llorando porque perdía el conde. Es que era buena carta, la verdad. Al menos dentro del juego es una buena carta porque dentro de One son diferentes habilidades las que tiene.
Demons take you, Caldwell. You've long been at this scheme, haven't you? You left the strays of Sparla to roam the realm, to forage, so that I would have to look to them. And thus gained your cohorts the time they needed to complete Lyria's sail to Nilfgaard.
You've seen through it all, that's clear. After the fact, of course, but still.
Willem, you turned him. How?
The boy's not fit to wear the crown. Hasn't sufficient wit nor valor. I know this, you know this. Just, he knows it not. Willem fancied himself a statesman, wished terribly to prove he was one. I made it possible. I've been amply rewarded, I have. Palatine since just yesterday, in fact.
You'll have neither my blessing nor congratulations. Sorry to disappoint you.
I seek neither. I've come for another reason. To bid you adieu. Willem does not seek your death. Does not even fathom it, as you well know. Moreover, his resolve will wilt in time, and he'll wish to free you. So, come the morn, when the young king rides out to pledge fealty afore General Epdahi, you shall use your bed linens to hang yourself.
O sea, nos vamos a matar, neta. Nuestras opciones son estas, o sea, what the fuck con lo que está sucediendo aquí en la historia. Pues...
I see. You wish to see me bow afore you, lie prostrate, beg you for mercy. Plough yourself with a pike, Caldwell. And you needn't send your thugs. I'll not falter nor hesitate. I'll take my own life.
Adieu, your grace. And use your last evening wisely.
Maeve felt a rush of despair, yet bit her lip to mute any weeping. No, she would not give Caldwell the satisfaction. Morning arrived with the sound of footsteps in the corridor. Maeve rose from her cot and stood in the center of her cell. She was prepared for anything. Well, nearly anything.
The Duke of Dogs.
Titles seem senseless under the circumstances, don't you think? Let's forgo them.
Has Caldwell sent you? To kill me?
No and a no. Actually, you're free. How shall I put this? That cad, Count Caldwell, used yours truly and the strays as bait in a scheme aimed at kicking your shapely backside off your throne. Now, I'm hardly vindictive. First to forgive, in fact. Take your threat to send me to the gallows. Forgotten already. Yet being played for a fool, I cannot abide. So when the strays freed me, I knew what I'd do to spite the Count before I disappeared. I'd free you. That's to say, on one condition. You've got to request it of me, my lady. Courteously.
For my realm I will do this, and much, much more. Even bow afore a brigand. Thus I beg you, Gascon, Duke of Dogs, grant me my freedom.
Ha! Incredible! I've lived to see someone grovel with dignity. The true ruler you've got to be. You are free.
And grateful. Now please let me pass. I must get to the city jail at once.
Would you look at this woman? Free her from one prison, she flies off to the next.
They hold Reynard there. And if I've any ally left, anyone who's not betrayed me, it's him. I must get him out.
Hold, my lady. Unarmed, alone.
Have I any other option?
In a sense. See, they locked a few strays in the city pits too. Got a common cause, I'd say. Care to join forces?
The Queen took Gascon up on his offer. Then she, Gascon, and the strays snuck through the city to its dungeon. Reynard had not wavered for a moment in his devotion to the Queen. Never the slouch, he had also not lost any time.
I've inquired among the other arrested soldiers. Many are prepared to fight, even die at your side, your grace.
Seems they may yet get their chance. But now we must flee. All of us.
Yet in leaving the jail, the company ran into trouble. When Caldwell's cutthroats had failed to find Meve in her cell waiting for her secret execution, they had informed the Count. He, in turn, dispatched patrols into the streets. The Queen and her cohorts ran into one such unit.
Blast. We shan't outrun them. To arms!
Pues vamos a tener que jugar de una nueva forma, porque vamos a conseguir nuevas cartas al parecer. Dios, esto se va a poner duro. La traición por todos lados. También algunas habilidades nuestras han cambiado. Esta partida dura exactamente lo que te tardes en encontrar la puerta de salida y una vez de eso aguantar 3 turnos. Así de fácil. No solamente nos queda una carta y nos quedamos sin cartas. Fue lo único que nos quedamos de nuestro megamazo que teníamos. Hasta que llegaron a echarnos la mano. Creo que aquí lo que me gusta es de que, miren, llevamos un mapa y son como 6 mapas, son 6 actos. Entonces ya llevamos como el 20% del juego. Y seguir jugando con las mismas cartas creo que hubiera sido muy aburrido durante el otro 80% del juego si no cambiaban mecánicas y demás. Por lo cual, pues me gusta la idea. La verdad es que sí me gusta. Vamos a inflar acá. Si uno se va a tener que acostumbrar a las nuevas cartas, sí o sí. Y además de que luego tienen esa manía de que, ok, en esta partida hacen esto, pero en esta otra partida hacen esto. Ay. Lo bueno de esto es que podemos quemarlo. Vamos a quemar acá arriba también. Y creo que conviene más la primera fila que la de distancia. En fin, hasta aquí pues el juego muchas veces te pide estrategias y demás, o sea, no siempre es necesario exactamente lo mismo, sino que hay veces que con que hagas algo en específico puedes hacer que esto sea muchísimo más rápido de lo que parece. Así que... Verga, sí le bajamos bastante el poder. Y nosotros seguimos inflando, nada más que insisto, ahora no es cada 2 turnos, sino cada 3, cuando lo podemos volver a utilizar. Ya casi acabamos. ¿En serio va a ser la última puta carta? Y hasta la última maldita carta voy a encontrar eso. No mames. No mames, se la sigue inflando. Esto es infla, 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 inflo, 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 inflo. Sí, en definitiva va a haber nuevas estrategias gracias al nuevo deck. También para aquellos que estaban pidiendo un capítulo largo, así decían, no, es que los capítulos deberían de durar más. Pues como pueden ver, este tuvo mucha historia. Pues ahí vamos a volver a inflar acá. Es que 181. Estamos pero con todo, un turno más y ya. O sea, realmente va a valer más de lo demás. Listo, con que se abra la puerta. Lástima que fue la última carta. O sea, eso sí fue así como de... "Uy". De aquí pues todavía no conocía muy bien las cartas cómo funcionaban. Entonces, una disculpa si ven que hago algunas estupideces. En fin. La ganamos y todavía hay algo de historia en esto, ¿eh? Entonces, quería contarles algo curioso sobre el personaje que conseguí de la carta, porque luego me están diciendo que qué tiene que ver esto con The Witcher y yo así de no
I thank
mames.
you, Gascon. You and your men for your aid.
'Tis nought, my lady. Strays never say no to a proper brawl.
No brawl this was. Sun rising against Mother. Lyrian striking at Lyrian. I feel...
Come now. Seems to me the war's ended. Your realm's lost to Nilfgaard. You've no army to speak of.
Then I shall assemble a new one. And with it have Caldwell hanged. And drive Nilfgaard back across the Yaruga.
You're mad. How will you find the men? Riding from hamlet to hamlet, speaking from atop a crate?
No. I shall find them in Edern. I've a favour to call in with King Demavend. And I'll sway volunteers to my cause on the way.
Well, you've your first willing warriors already.
How so?
We've nothing left in Lyria. Our hideouts are compromised. Caldwell's sure to set a price on our heads, and Nilfgaardians roam the land in numbers. Besides, I'll be right tickled to see proud Queen Maeve fighting elbow to elbow with a bandit she'd wish to hang just a half day afore.
Well, it is said my foe's foe is my friend. And I'd be a fool to turn down assistance now, no matter who offers. So be it.
Así es como conseguimos nuevas cartas. Nuevas estrategias se vienen al canal en este segundo acto. Y la pregunta es, ¿qué pasará? ¿También nos traicionarán? Bueno, ya lo veremos.
So, shall we shake on? Nay? Well then, the high road beckons. Though first we must escape the city with our lives. Follow me.
Lyria was hers no more. Maeve now had to flee her capital and realm as quickly as she could. Wont to travel the city streets in a gilded carriage, the Queen now saw them from a slightly different vantage point.
Is this the only way? Are you quite certain? The Queen
Is a common fugitive now, so she'd do better to pinch her nose and whinge not at all.
At long last, Maeve reached the gate. Yet this she found shut tight, locked and guarded.
God be damned.
Easy, your grace. Nothing we can't solve with a quiver full of quarrels.
Those are our men.
They were, Reynard, were.
Gascon's raiders were poised to loose their boats, but were thwarted when the Queen stepped out in front of them.
What she... Your Majesty? I've orders to arrest your grace.
Place me in irons then.
Please understand, I haven't a choice.
Fear not. You'll be rewarded by Caldwell in Nilfgaardian Florence.
The captain's head dropped. His cheeks burned crimson.
Go, your grace. Flee now, but only to return.
Remember this, Gascon. I'm no fugitive. I'm a queen, robbed of her rightful crown. And though I may need to venture to the world's end before I return, I shall have it back.
Bueno, al menos tenemos la promesa que regresaremos. Y un nuevo logrito, igual y se los pongo si me acuerdo en la descripción de este videín.
Having fled Lyria, Queen Maeve ventured into Edirn, her old friend Reynard and new ally Gascon at her side. The war had bitten into this land too. Still, Maeve hoped to sway King Demavend to her cause, and with his aid, to oust the traitors, retake her throne, and drive the Nilfgaardian invader from her realm. Yet to start, she was forced to fight, Scoia'tael no less. Emerging from a wood, Maeve's retinue encountered a unit of elven rebels just moments from hanging a handful of prisoners. Among the latter, the Queen spotted a woman, a proud warrior with a striking, thick black braid.
The lass I believe I know.
Well, unless we rush to her rescue, it'll soon be you knew her.
Well said. Lyrians, attack!
Que pues no podía decir mucho hasta ahorita. Pero esta partida vamos a ganarla con una estrategia muy sencilla. Aunque estuve un rato descifrándola. Necesitamos que se quede sola la carta que está con 8 más 5 de escudo. Es lo único que necesitamos hacer. Con que hagamos eso, ganamos la partida. Entonces, como tenemos esta carta con habilidad de mover las cartas del lugar y que además hace daño, Vamos a destruir las dos cartas de arquero y mover las otras cartas para que se quede sola, como van a ver en este video. Sé que suena medio complicado, pero en realidad es bastante sencillo, ya van a ver. Entonces aquí la pongo. Y ahora para ganar esto lo único que voy a hacer va a ser incluso pegarle a la misma carta que quiero llevarme. Entonces vamos a usar la última habilidad. Lo único que hagan aquí es ciclar y ciclar y ciclar y ciclar y decir, si no le salen 3 cartas de estas, entonces rendirse hasta que tengan 3 cartas como mínimo. Entonces al hacer este tipo de que pegamos las 3 se queda sola, pasa del solado y ya ganamos. Fácil, 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 fácil. Como pueden ver, amigos, ahora sí le eché muchas ganas. Fue un video, una que les di 2 partidas. Lamento si hubo un poco de desfase en la primera parte del video, pero bueno.
The Scoia'tael warriors shocked the queen with their speed, their cunning, and their cruelty.
No es mi culpa.
Yet in the end, the Lyrians prevailed. When the last elf hit the ground, the queen had her men untie those they'd sought to hang.
1,000 thanks, your grace. Heard many tales of your valor. Pleased to see they weren't just flattery and propaganda.
Black Rayla. Haga, we saw you there. You command King Demavend's special forces.
That's right. Though not many remain to command.
So I see. How did it come to this?
My liege sent me to wipe out a Scoia'tael band, led by a rat called Eldane. Followed the vermin's tracks for several days. Straight into his trap, turned out.
Hunting elves in the woods. Truly inspired, I must say.
Had no choice. Doing nothing would have brought us surer, swifter doom. The Black Clad have invaded Edirn. Thanks to elven aid. They snap our supply lines, lurk like dogs, prey on vulnerable units and scouts.
You mean to say Nilfgaard's broken your defenses?
Aye. Though their march will soon halt, believe me. To advance, they'll have to take Rosberg, a stronghold that's yet to fall once.
Pues aquí no sé si ser optimista o no. Yo creo que voy a ser más realista y más por lo que sé de la historia en general de The Witcher. Y pues sí, también por cierto, si este video les gustó, ya saben que ese pequeño like siempre se agradece.
Rayla, the black swarm I have beheld. Endless lines of infantrymen. Countless riders. War machines capable of crushing the hardest stone to gravel.
Your meaning, my lady?
That we must prepare for the worst.
I'll convey your grace's words to the king at the first occasion.
I'd rather hope to convey them myself. I have come to Edirn seeking aid. I wish to ask Demavend for support.
The king is in Rosberg, overseeing siege preparations. I'm heading that way too to report on our skirmish with the Scoia'tael. I might serve as your guide. These lands I know better than any.
Y conseguimos la carta. Así, amigos, yo me voy. Insisto, perdón un poquito por el audio. No fue exactamente problema mío. Fue que la capturadora decidió que quiso desgrabar con un segundo de desfase. Gracias si aún así le quisieron dejar un like. Y recuerda que la guía completa está en la descripción de este video con la lista de producción. Que estén muy bien y hasta la próxima. Bye bye.